podcast. And since it is our first podcast, our first guest is Adianna Esparza.
Hello.
She is one of the storm chasers, and yeah, here she is.
Mhm.
So before we actually start on what we're doing, I want to ask you, how much of a paranormal believer are you?
I think I'm probably 9 to 10 out of 10 believer.
What happened to that one?
Just in case.
Just in case. What,
Yeah.
Something
Just so you know that I'm not always gonna say, oh, it's 100% paranormal. But I think I do pretty firmly believe that there is something there.
Now, me personally, I'm like a 10 out of 10 believer. If a ketchup packet flies off the table, I'm like, that's a ghost right there. But that's just me personally. But I've got Reddit stories for us today. I'm going to do two that I think are actually pretty scary, but me personally, I am kind of a scaredy cat. I would say so myself, but we will see. We will see.
Let's hear them.
Okay, so this one is by tacos_palacos. So the stairs to my attics had smelled like burnt hair for 3 days. Extremely odd because it was just that area and I have a very old drafty house. On day 4, I came home from work just before midnight, and as soon as I walked through the door, I felt like someone had been standing over my shoulder, breathing down my neck. The feeling was so strong that I opened my medicine cabinet so the mirror was against the wall. I also showered with the shower curtain open because I had a powerful need to see the room. After I shower, I was a little less on edge until I walked past my 4-year-old daughter's room. The door was closed, but I heard her talking in her sleep. Then I heard a loud crash. I slowly opened the door to find her sleeping on top of the covers, and the pile of stuffed animals she was insistent on sleeping with scattered across the room. I turned the light on low, looked around the room, and checked her breathing. All seemed well, so I went to bed. The next morning, I asked her if she had a bad dream. This is like a dialogue thing, so it says, her, yeah, there was a man with no arms and sauce on his face, and he kept laughing at me. I told him to go away, but he wouldn't. Then an arm came around the wall, threw me into the ceiling, and I crashed back down on my bed and went back to sleep.
What?
She says that so casually.
Just this little kid just... Okay.
Yeah. And this is the dad. Sauce on his face? Her, yeah, like red like spaghetti. So...
And that's it?
That's it.
Does it say how old the kid is?
I think she said 4 years old.
A 4-year-old kid is recounting an event. So,
Yeah.
Perfectly like that?
Yeah.
I don't know if I was, talking like that when I was 4.
I mean, but do you really remember much when you were
No, I
4?
don't remember anything.
Exactly. So, I feel like
It just sounds a little
insane.
exaggerated.
Yeah. Well, maybe the
that's
dad,
crazy.
exaggerated a little bit.
Yeah.
But either way, imagine, being that small and then
Yeah.
just being and all of a sudden you're being thrown around the room.
That's... I said I don't remember anything. But this kind of reminded me whenever I was growing up, from, I don't know, kindergarten age in my old house. We don't live there anymore. I used to see, a man standing at the end of my bed. And it was just a shadow figure, but he had, a hat on. Like a top hat, kind of. Or it was kind of a short hat. And this is, and I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's the hat man.
Yeah.
And it's the shadow figure. And it is common that kids see that that figure. What do you think of the hat man? Have you ever seen?
I haven't personally seen it, but I've heard so many stories, and the fact that you have a story, it's
I don't know if it's I remember remembering seeing that at the foot of my bed, because I used to share a room with my sister, and it was a bed, and then it had a pull-out bed, and I was sleeping on the pull-out bed, and it's just, I could envision it in my mind, just that figure standing at the end.
I can't imagine that.
I also used to play in the dark, by myself when I was little.
just with toys, just...
Yeah. And I don't know if I was playing with somebody or if I just couldn't reach the light switch. And so
I'm like, I can't reach the light switch.
so I would just play by myself in the dark. You know?
I can't imagine walking in on a kid playing in the dark by themselves.
Yeah.
That's scary. Kind of creepy.
But that story, I don't know, on a believability, like, rate, if I was to rate how much I believe it, I'd probably say, like, like I don't know, 4.
A 4?
5, 4, yeah. Like, I believe that maybe there is, like, a strange smell and stuff.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a creepypasta or something. Like, not like a true, like, oh, look at what happened.
That's true, yeah.
Especially the dialogue bit. The dialogue is what threw me off because they didn't say, like, this is basically what she said. And it's a 4-year-old. It's like, really? Your 4-year-old is that articulate? And then they didn't, like, elaborate either. Like, oh, yeah, I know that this is weird for our 4-year-old, but she's really smart. Like,
she just knows all this, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah. When I first read it, I was like,
yeah.
what? So I would say my believability rate was about, like, 8 or so. Because low-key the dialogue threw me off, too, when I first read it. But that's really the only thing. I didn't really take into account how old she was. But
and then there's just, like, this random, like, demon that's, like, throwing the kid around. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Based on that, I want to know what the audience thinks. Because I think it was pretty scary.
I think it's definitely a scary story if it's real, but, like, I don't really think it's real.
Yeah. So, tell us, please. I would like to know your comments.
Believability rating.
And how much, and same question I asked her, how much she believes in the paranormal. Because I'm interested. But with that, we're going to move on to the second story.
Okay.
This one actually doesn't have a user because they deleted. It said, like, deleted.
Yeah.
So, but it says, it was about 4 years ago. It wasn't the first paranormal occurrence to happen, just the one that scared me the most. One night, my 2.5-year-old son woke my husband and I up when he crawled into our bed. I couldn't fall back asleep, so I decided to work on my project in the craft room. I was in there for about 45 minutes when a small monitor to the nanny cams started rapidly flickering on and off. Mind you, these were not motion-censored cameras, only continuous feed. The cams were in the living room and in our son's room. I went over to the monitor and I picked it up. It all of a sudden made this loud, ear-piercing sound like a mic feedback. It startled me, and I dropped the monitor face down. I noticed the glow around the edges had stopped flickering. I picked up the monitor and turned to look at the screen. I saw my son standing as still as a statue in the middle of the living room, staring at the wall. I started for the door with the monitor still in my hand, when I glanced down again. My son's head turned, only the head, and his eyes went directly to the camera in the upper corner of the room. He had no expression on his face at all. I left the room and went through the small kitchen and the dining room, rounded the corner to the living room, and it was empty. The door to our bedroom was on the other side. I went in there, and my son was sound asleep in the same position he was in when I left. My husband looked up from his e-reader. I asked him if he had woken up and went to the living. He told me no. I asked my husband if he had gotten up to go to the bathroom or the kitchen, thinking maybe he didn't just see our son try to follow him. But husband swears he hasn't left the bed at all, and our son has peacefully been snoring away the whole time. Like I said before, this wasn't the first time we had seen doppelgangers, but it was always so brief that you didn't really have time to get scared or have it completely register yet. This was different. It just wasn't a glimpse. Above all, it was the look on my son's face, that empty void stare when he turned his head to face the camera. Still, even now, typing it gives me chills.
That is terrifying. That is really scary.
Yeah, because this one, me personally, I think this one's pretty believable.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And I've actually I haven't had firsthand experience with doppelgangers, but I have a close friend who had an experience that was crazy. And so I definitely kind of believe that can happen, especially through technology somehow.
Yeah. Because I know they could, like, take the energy from the technology and, like, do stuff with it.
Like,
yeah.
Appear. Yeah. That's scary. That's really scary.
Yeah.
I believe it. I think it's believable.
And, yeah, like I said, it doesn't have, like, dialogue or anything. It's, like, especially because I'm looking at the story now, and it says it was about 4 years ago, so they don't know, like, the exact timeline of when it happened. So I feel like
But you don't forget something like that. Whenever you see something like that, like, the bone chill that you feel, it's... Have you ever had an experience?
I've had many experiences. Not with doppelgangers, but just, like, seeing people.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what makes me believe so much in, like, the paranormal and stuff. And I've been told I was gullible before because of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it also kind of makes sense. But
how do you feel about people who are, like, adamant, like, deniers? Like, they're like, oh, I don't believe that at all. There's definitely nothing. You guys are all crazy.
Yeah, no, those people, I don't want to be rude, but, like, I genuinely do not understand how people just don't think that there's no ghosts or spirits or, like, there's so much evidence. I mean, yeah, it could be, like, iffy, but even then, it's, like, there's at least something that makes you want to believe.
Yeah.
But it's, like...
Even if it's not a full, like, oh, yeah, there's just ghosts, like, everywhere and everything is a ghost or a demon or something. Even if you want to go through the approach that it's just, like, kind of residual energy or something like that, like... That still ties in with, it's still a type of paranormal, and it's still something that's there, you know?
But, yeah. What was your first, like, where you got really scared? Like, what's your first story? Well, growing up, there was, like, you know, the Hat Man and stuff. And I've heard a lot of stories from family members. And I grew up with my cousin, Nevaeh. She has always been really, like, haunted. And she's always kind of had experiences herself. And she's seen a lot of things. And I would spend the night at her house all the time. And so just being around her, I kind of ended up experiencing some things. From what I can remember right now, one experience I had was I was spending the night with her at her grandmother's house. And I told this to you before. Yeah, but it's okay. I'm hearing it for the first time, trust.
So I was spending the night with her at her grandma's house. And my cousin's house is really, really haunted, but so is her grandma's house, and her grandma lives next door to her. So I think, I don't know, that street or something is just going on
Maybe it's just, like, those two houses. Yeah. It's, like, a little orb of, like...
just energy. It's like a cul-de-sac, too. So I feel like it's, like, that, I don't know, those houses. So we were getting ready for bed. We were staying in, like, a guest bedroom. And I was laying on the bed. She was in the hallway getting, like, blankets and stuff from the closet. Yeah. And I feel something, like, under the bed. So if I'm, like, laying down, it's like imagine, like, a ball or something, or, like, it was, like, a wave that just went under, and I could feel it go under and then go out. And I was laying down, there was a closet to my right. So it, like, went from the left, went under me. I could feel it, like, it was, I don't know, like a big, like, bulge of something.
Vibrations that you felt?
It was, like, a genuine, like, lump. Like, it was, like, a lump like this just went, and, like, I could feel it go under me. And then in the closet, I heard, like rustling. Like, something went from underneath the bed and went into the closet and was, like, you know, running around in there. And so I immediately thought it was her dog, her grandma's dog. And so I call the dog. It's a Chihuahua. So he's a tiny little dog. I call him Rocky. And then he walks in from the hallway. And then I call Nevaeh because I'm getting freaked out now. I'm like, what was that? And I call her and I'm like, was the dog just in here? I was like, am I tripping? Like, maybe it had to be like him because there's nothing else.
You're just like trying to think rationally.
Yeah. And she's like, no, he's been in here with me the whole time. And he's a Chihuahua. So I don't know if he would have been really able to do, like, it was kind of a big thing, you know? Mm-hmm. So I get off the bed, and I'm trying to inspect it, you know, maybe it was him. Yeah. I don't know. See if it was possible. There is, like, a box spring this big under the mattress. So it's the mattress, and then it's a big old box spring, and then the bed itself is, like, this far off the ground. Like, even if it was Rocky, he wouldn't even touch the box spring if he was under the bed.
You wouldn't have been able to feel anything.
And I wouldn't have felt anything. And so, you know, I'm like, what the heck? Is there, like, a mouse under the bed? Is there something? And so, we lift it up. There's nothing there. And even if there was, like, an animal in the bed, how would it have gotten into the closet? You know, because it wasn't just the thing I felt. It also, like, I also heard something in the closet. And so after that, I was so freaked out because I like, actually felt something. And I'm like, what the heck was that? I still don't know what it could have been other than just, I don't even know. Like, ghost-wise, I don't even know what it could have been. But throughout the whole night, we were hearing stuff rustling in the closet. You know, Nevaeh went and checked, and, like, there's not. I was like, maybe it's just mice somehow. And there wasn't any. We didn't see any. We didn't hear any. We just heard rustling, like boxes, like, moving. And
I don't like that.
I don't know what that was. It was scary, though, because I actually felt something.
Yeah.
So.
It's like not a lot of people actually feel stuff.
Yeah.
But now, me personally, I would burn the house down.
Yeah. I never spent the night there again.
Well, yeah, I would hope not.
But, like, and then they've just, like, seen stuff in that house. My cousin, growing up, she saw, like, ghost children in the backyard.
Children?
Yeah. And then her mom, she was, like, sleeping on the couch one day, and she woke up to, like, a lady standing above her. Yeah, they...
See, now, I think children are the cause of all the ghostly things. Children's are the victims.
You know, they say that... I've heard that there actually aren't any ghost children and that it's all a demonic entity pretending to be a child.
Really?
Yeah, because if it presents as a child, then, like, it's more likely to be received well. Mm-hmm. That's what I've heard. But I think it's just because people don't want to think that a child would be stuck as a ghost, you know?
Yeah, because it's kind of like, it gets too, like, emotional, be like, oh no, they're stuck as a ghost, and then you get that, like, sadness over that they couldn't really, like, pass on.
That they couldn't pass on, yeah.
But I think that's all the Reddit stories I have, and I don't know. I had a great time.
Yes, I did too. I'm honored to be the first guest that you had here. I totally didn't, like, beg for the spot and
She did
like
not
reserve
beg.
it.
Mm-hmm. She obviously didn't go inside our studio and announce to everyone that she was going to be the first person on the podcast.
Yeah.
But anyways, if any of our audience has any ghost stories or any topics that you would like us to cover, then I will make a Google form, and that will be in the description of our video. So if you have anything, please don't be afraid. We're not scary. We just talk about scary stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it for our first episode. Thank you.
Thank you.
And have a great spooky day.